Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the It's Pizza Time podcast. I'm your host, iNDiGO. Today, I'm joined by my co-host, Victor,
Hello.
and our very special guest, Phazen.
Hi, I'm the special guest. Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So today's a pretty good episode. We're all tired here. It's all like somewhat. I don't want to say early, but like it's early for us as people. Victor's back, which is nice. How have you been, Victor? It's been a while.
I've been doing really well. We can catch up in a bit.
Yeah.
But of course, we need to focus on our special guest here.
True. We gotta ask him. We gotta ask him the question.
I'm ready for the question. I have an
Ready.
answer prepared.
Oh, you actually have an answer. You got like notes in front of you.
Yeah, I actually have a second monitor full of notes.
Oh, that's crazy. All right. What is your favorite kind of pizza?
That's the question?
Yeah.
I would have to think about that for a sec. No, I'm just kidding. It's like this pizza from this place where it's like cheese, tomatoes, and lettuce, I think, or spinach. It's called a margarita pizza.
Oh, so like a traditional margarita. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Those
It doesn't have to be traditional, though, right?
Oh yeah, it doesn't have to be, but like margaritas are pretty bomb.
It's really good. Like, I love food that has like juicy stuff on it that you bite into, like tomatoes and like they have candy like that and stuff. So it's really cool when you're eating pizza where it's like, yep, there's the bread, there's the cheese, ooh, there's the tomato. That's like the best part.
Man, I think we gotta. I think I'm gonna have to disagree with you there because I'm not a fan of like tomatoes. But
Same.
like,
I don't mind eating them if they're already on there, but like I myself wouldn't throw them on.
yeah, something.
Well,
I don't know.
I feel like, you always ask your guests what their favorite pizza is. Indigo, what's your favorite pizza?
I feel like I've answered this in every single episode at this point, but I'll just keep it brief because it's the same every time. This one place I used to work at, just like thin crust, ricotta cheese, rigatoni noodles on top of it, and then drizzled with tomato sauce.
Nah.
Nah,
I'm so sorry.
yeah, that's it. Nah, that's fine. You know, I think I should have probably asked you because, like, I think I just already forgot. But, I guess you should probably like give an explanation to who you are and what you do for the people that don't really know who you are.
All right. So, I'm Phazen currently. I used to go by the name I've been dubbed. I had that name for a really long time, like 5 to 7 years, I think. And in the last 2 years, I started getting more serious about my music, and I also make videos on YouTube under those names. Um, and as I started to grow, I started to realize my branding was holding me back. And I talked to people over at Exabolt, the label, and they were telling me, like, encouraging me to switch up my branding. And so they helped me come up with Phazen, and I bought like art for it and branding, so it's all professional. And from there, I've released on Exabolt, Rushdown, Most Addictive Records, and yeah, that's about it.
That's a pretty good synopsis. Usually it's just like, oh, hey, I make music, and that's about it.
Yeah, I'm so chill. Like, yeah, I don't know. I picked up a keyboard this one time. I made a song. I don't know.
I released it, only 10 million hits, but
Yeah, it's no big deal.
It's like fucking fake humble.
Yeah, like humble brag.
God, like, dude, I don't remember the last time I've heard somebody like actually humble brag if it wasn't like in a sarcastic sense.
Yeah, I feel like that's the new meta for like being humble bragging, I guess. It's like a layer of irony. So if someone calls you out for it, you can just be like,
I'm just
I was
joking,
joking.
man.
You couldn't tell I was joking.
I think it's like it's the point where it's like it's no longer a humble brag. It's because of the irony. It's now just an actual brag,
Oh yeah, for sure. I
dude.
feel like irony is like a huge thing nowadays that people do.
Dude, irony is fucking pretty dope, dude. Who
Yeah,
who came up with irony? Who invented irony? Who like who was like, you know what, this, and just made it.
I feel like it's just the general audience of the internet.
I feel like
Like,
I don't want to like rain on your parade here. I feel like irony has existed longer than the internet. So
no, that's not true. That's not true.
Yeah, the
See, I
internet's
did it
always
right
been a
there.
thing.
yeah, the internet. When was the internet invented?
1794
1794 BC.
before comedy.
Is that
So
what
that's
that means?
it's a SpongeBob joke.
Oh, I've never like people criticize me for this, but I haven't actually like sat down and watched a lot of SpongeBob. I didn't grow up with it as a kid, so
You
like
would like it. It's still enjoyable
I,
as an
f-
adult.
I feel like I would like I don't think it's like anything wrong to like a cartoon when you're like in your I don't want to say like old age, but like when you're older than like the demographic that it's pandering to.
You know, it's really weird. A lot of EDM producers still watch that kind of stuff. Like, and even not even EDM producers, just like friends that I have in general, still go back and watch nostalgic stuff like cartoons or play video games from their childhood. I don't think
Oh
anything's
yeah,
wrong with it.
I do the
Yeah.
same. Not necessarily with SpongeBob, but here and there, like I'll go back and watch like the Jetsons and shit like that, just because I like the art style and I like everything about it. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's weird. I feel like our generation is like more accepting to like just I guess revisiting the past and like doing shit that is considered childish.
I mean, look at Pokemon
Totally.
cards.
Yeah, it's like I mean,
Yeah.
I fucking love that. And when I was younger, I would collect. I still have all of mine, but it's just crazy to see how
oh
much
same,
value and how crazy the culture has like surrounded and come back to it.
dude. I I
Yeah.
I love the fact that Pokemon cards are like something now. It's although it is a little bit upsetting because like as a when you're like a fucking when you're like a 6-year-old, you're not taking good care of your cards. And then now when I look at them as a 19-year-old, I'm like, oh shit, this thing was actually worth a lot of money. If
Yeah, but you
only
would
I
have
took
never
better care.
known.
I know, but it's like it's always upset. I found a card like a few weeks ago, like that was it was fucked up. Like it like the fucking the actual like paint side was like peeling off of the card. That's like how bad it
Whoa.
was. And like that card, if it was like in good condition, could have gone for like $500. And I was like, bruh.
What card was it?
It was like a shiny Rayquaza or some shit. It was like a
Wow.
Rayquaza star or whatever. I don't know what the star meant, but I had like a couple of those, and they were both like in pretty bad condition. And I was
That
like,
sucks.
it
I have
really
like
does.
similar because like early on, of course, you just didn't know about that stuff, and I
Mm.
always kind of saw it as a collectible, even when I was like really young too. So I
Mhm.
always had my stuff in sleeves
Oh
after a
yeah.
certain point.
I mean, I did too, but like I don't know like why. I feel like as a kid, it's like you'd still want to like at some points just take them out of the sleeves like to show your friends or
Oh no, for
something.
sure.
And like that's
Mhm.
how it probably got fucked up because like I was like I was that kid that had like the binders for it and like
Same.
all those pages worth of fucking cards.
Fuck yeah.
Did
I
did
was
you?
never the biggest card collector as a kid. I think like for one of my birthdays, I got like a small pack of Pokemon cards, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be sick! I'm gonna get like Charizard and all these like Diamond and Pearl Pokemon." And I opened up the package. It's like Energy Trainer card. You get a Beedrill, and I'm
Yeah,
like, "Wow, never buying this again."
it's like you kind of forget that Pokemon is supposed to be a game.
Oh yeah, no
I
one
would
like
play it.
played it.
I
I
See,
mean,
never went
people
to
played
like.
the
Okay.
game, but no one played like the card game for Pokemon.
Funny enough,
see,
I did both, but because there's actual tournaments for that stuff,
mm,
I actually never went to one of those tournaments, unfortunately. But I did get like some special edition like tournament cards that you can
oh
only
yeah,
get there.
I
Those are
have some
so cool.
too. Like the
Oh,
like
that's cool.
you have like the 2009 championship ones that have like the
Stuff like
signatures
that.
on them. Yeah, I have some of those as well. I got those as a kid. Fucking although it's like the Pokemon card game is really weird because there's like an online version of it, right?
Yeah.
So like
Really?
yeah, they made like I guess like a Hearthstone app for it kind of deal. So it's like that one, that one's easy to play and it's actually fun, but it's like the thing is it's so difficult to play it with physical cards because there's just so much shit involved. It's not fun with physical cards. I would
There's
rather
a
be
lot of things to memorize, and even like they have like the little markers and stuff.
Oh my god, but it's like you
Like,
you'd need so many fucking markers, especially it's like I remember you would get those sets that would be like, "Oh
yeah,
yeah, you can like, to help you like get set up for play," and they would give you like maybe fucking like maybe 15 of the damage markers. And now you have cards like with fucking 320 HP. It's like you that doesn't like what the fuck are you supposed to do?
yeah, but to even get up to playing those cards, you got to do evolutions and
Oh
shit
my
like that. So
god,
there's a
yeah.
lot involved, and I haven't played in a really long time.
Dude, I'm just
But I
uh
actually did play against friends here and there, and funny enough, I would bring like a Yu-Gi-Oh deck to school every day, just in case, you know?
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Hell yeah.
Dude, I
You don't know
wanted
when
to
a,
get
a
into
battle will
Yu-Gi-Oh.
strike.
I wanted to get
Exactly.
into Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's like I never really did as a kid.
Yu-Gi-Oh is like the
Same.
big brother to Pokemon, and I honestly love both of them.
Mm.
Yu-Gi-Oh was a lot of fun because the cards were just so much cooler because of the art styles and
Oh
like the
yeah.
stars and such. And even though I didn't play it as much, just again like collecting those cards were just so cool.
Yeah.
So y'all like comedy stuff on YouTube?
Comedy on YouTube. Like I guess what vein of comedy are you talking here?
Well, I was really bridging that conversation to talk more about myself because I think really highly of myself and I'm the special guest. I'm just kidding.
Uh
No, but I did want to talk about like YouTube comedy tutorials because that's what I do.
mm.
Um, so
You tell people how to
there,
be funny?
no. So there's like dubstep tutorials on YouTube, and one of my like main goals for my YouTube channel has always been to like step up that game of that part of YouTube because there's a lot of content out there where like if you want to learn how to make music, there's like a bunch of really long videos that kind of just waste your time and they're really boring to watch.
Mm.
And so I make videos that are like really dense for content and I try to make them entertaining. And that's like my goal, I guess.
So
Yeah, it's really important. Go.
oh no, you go first. Go first.
I was gonna say that it's really important to like keep your viewer engaged because even like with school for me, I feel like I have ADHD, so I can't stay focused at all. I need to have like some visual or audio like constantly like something funny, engaging, and
Mhm.
reading through books and stuff. I just can't do that. Like I can read, but actually sitting and learning and figuring out all the technical stuff is super difficult for me. So like your type of videos really help audiences like me because again we can't stay focused, and then you bringing up jokes and stuff here and there also slipping by knowledge, you know, it's a
Yeah,
really good thing.
Okay, so you are like so you are like actually trying to teach instead of like making a video that's kind of just more like a satire of tutorials.
it's both. So what I like to do is add sarcasm to the tutorial, but at the same time you're learning from it.
Gotcha. I feel
So
like
like,
what's his
oh sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna like I'm trying to think of like a couple instances where I've seen people do that. Do you know what's his name? Uh Dylan Tallchief. Is that what it is?
Yes, it's definitely inspired by him.
All right, swag. So that's that vein. Gotcha. I
Yeah. In fact, it's have you heard of Frank Javzi?
uh I feel like I've heard the name, but I don't actually think I don't know if I have or not. But it sounds
So
familiar.
he's a tutorial person that used to make like how to make a vaporwave or like house music and stuff like that in like 2015 to 2018. But he stopped making videos, and apparently I've been told by like commenters that my videos are very similar to his, where he'll just like do some weird like comedy stuff in his videos that are also tutorials, and it's like existential and sarcastic and stuff, and that's what I go for too.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a pretty like I don't want to say it's like a super niche vein, but it's a good vein to get into because not a lot of people can do it correctly.
Oh, for sure. Like I, there are some channels that like try to force comedy in their videos,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's just like so weird
This
and
is
awkward.
yeah, it's not even like in fucking in tutorial videos. It's just in like most videos. There's a lot of people that just try to force the comedy.
Yeah. Um, I've given feedback to a few of my friends that have like made videos, and
Mm.
I was like, "Oh, this is cool, but are you like trying to make jokes for the sake of making jokes, or is this actually funny?" And they're like, "Yeah, I guess I was trying too hard," and they take it out.
Fucking like there's a bit of a tangent here. But the one thing I hate like from like ever watching like YouTube videos is when it's like in like a 10 or like in a 5-second clip there's like 30 stock like YouTube sounds, like sound effects, like
What
every
do you
single
mean?
fucking you not like seen those fucking videos where like every single word is like punctuated with like some kind of editing like quirk with like some sound effect. God.
I think I know what you're talking about. Would it be for like gaming videos?
No, it'd be like for like they do it for a lot of things, like commentaries or
It's to like
tutorials or
emphasize words.
oh my god, I it's fucking annoying. And it's like
It,
I
yeah.
like your content, but like don't do this, please.
Where they do like like
oh
shit
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like but
Yeah.
it's like they do something like that and like some like text on the screen like for almost every other word, and it's annoying, dude.
Oh, you know what? I have a very similar pet peeve where some like videos will like go to Google Images and copy and paste an image of the word they're currently saying.
Oh
Do you
my
know what I
god,
mean?
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That fucking
I absolutely hate that.
that bothers me. You know, it's like if you're gonna do something like that, at least take a fucking like a picture or like a GIF that summarizes like 2 sentences worth or 1 sentence worth, not each word, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just
like
goes back to like when you're in school and you're like making PowerPoint some for some stupid class you don't care about. It's like some kids will just copy and paste their entire script in the PowerPoint, and the teacher's like, "What are you doing?"
oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
like
you're gonna have like a couple words on there and just have everything written down.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's what I did, but I
Sure, we all have at some point.
my PowerPoints were actually the worst because like they didn't realize that it was a script, but it was. Cuz I would
Nice.
cuz you know, a normal PowerPoint presentation would be like what, 10 slides, 20 slides. Mine reached I'd say about 1,000 slides.
No,
Because
no, it did
I
not.
would put like I would put like 2 words and just go through them really fast.
Did you get kicked out of school for that?
Oh
No,
my god.
I would put like 2 words in the biggest possible font on the screen, and it would basically be like it'd be like a voiceover video, like a YouTube video, but just really quick PowerPoint presentation. I'm like clicking the fucking thing really quickly. Like I go
That's
through
actually
like
hilarious.
I'd
I
go
want to
through
do
like
that for a real video now.
yeah, I'd go through like 50 slides in like less in like 30 seconds. It was pretty great, but I mean, it was great, cool. It was great too because I didn't have to actually like memorize anything. I just had to like go. I was like, you know, if I fuck up, I fuck up. It's fine.
And meanwhile, the teacher's like, why is this like 1,000 slides?
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, it's like if they don't look at it, they're like, "What is happening?" And then they open the first slide and it just says hello, and then like they're like, "Oh, what?" And then the next slide is like the words, or is like just the word "so," and then it just continues
So
in that formula. There's also a couple blank slides in there sometimes. Um, don't worry about it though.
yeah, that's just to like throw them off.
Yeah, it's like, and the top reason is, and then I put up a slide with nothing, and then they're like, "Oh, that's funny." There's no answer.
I made a PowerPoint presentation once, and like I didn't put any effort into it at all. Like it was literally just a white background with black text, and the teacher was like, "Oh, I see you chose the most interesting style for your PowerPoint." I was like, "Yeah,
See,
dude,
I look. There's nothing wrong with black text on white. I did white text on black, but like fucking, it's
ooh,
not fucking.
White text on black is like illegal.
that's the YouTuber look."
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it worked, I think. But like,
It has to
fucking.
have a good font though.
But see, here's the thing.
Helvetia
Like, if
new.
you're thinking about the PowerPoint presentations, like font and style, you're already like, you're not gonna pay attention to that fucking PowerPoint, right? It's already too boring of a PowerPoint.
It's
You know
true.
what I mean? It's like, if that is what they criticize you for, they didn't fucking pay attention, dude.
No, but if they notice it, they're like, "Oh, that's a nice font. Here's some extra points." You know?
Why
They're
do they
actually
give you
giving-
extra? Oh,
'Cause they
woe is
care,
me.
yeah.
I'm gonna give them extra points for a fucking font,
Hell yeah!
bro.
I give them if I was a teacher and my student used a good font, you know, and put that extra effort
Would
in,
you
I'd
dock
give them a point
points?
or two.
Would you dock points for Comic Sans?
I would
I'd-
add points for Comic Sans.
I'd call security.
Man, they should have let people be more creative with PowerPoints. Why couldn't we use props? Why couldn't we use like loud sound effects to wake up all the kids in the back?
Oh my God,
It's like,
I would have done that if like, but I just wouldn't have told anybody.
oh yeah, that'd be the best part.
There's
Little
just
like-
animations and stuff.
In
just, like,
1848, we discovered, and then the flips to the next slide, just like a person screaming really loud. And you're just like, oh yeah, sorry about that. Anyway,
like-
so we discovered the island of.
Yeah, you're just talking about like fucking, I don't know, To Kill a Mockingbird, and everybody's falling asleep, and then the next slide is, it's like, it's a normal text slide, but you've just hidden in there that there's an air raid siren, and
Or just like someone knocking at the door.
Oh, the
Oh, that'd
realistic
be
knocking
fucked.
effect.
That'd
I
be-
Yeah.
love that.
that'd be so fucked.
I used that in one of my videos, and in the comment section, everyone talked about it.
Of course, because everybody's like, "What the fuck was that?" And then they
Love
listen
stuff
back
like
to
that.
it, and they're like, "Is that in real life or in the video?"
Dude, my God, I fucking, speaking of that, like the realistic knocking. Do you guys know Slumberjack?
Not
Yes.
really.
But you know of them?
Yeah.
Okay. They put out a song last year called Poison. And it slapped, right? On my first listen through though, it was like, I was listening at like 2 a.m. I was in bed. I was like, all snuggled up and shit. And like, there's this point where it's like, build up, and then there's like a big section of pause where it's just like kind of just like a clicking of drumsticks. But they also throw in that fucking knocking sound. And
Oh,
it
no.
was 2 in the fucking morning, so I was scared, dog. I was like, who the fuck is like knocking on my bedroom door at this hour? I was like, what is happening right now? And
That's
it's
the
like,
worst. I hate
Also-
that sound effect
scared
because,
the
like,
shit out of me.
even if it's in a direction that doesn't have a door,
Oh,
you still
yeah.
look at it.
You're just
and
like,
you're
"What?"
That
what
that
is-
makes it like that makes it a bit worse in my opinion, because you're just like especially because if it was like if it had been like the side that didn't have the door on it, that side of my I guess on the other side of that wall is well, it's outside and I'm on the second floor, so if somebody had knocked on that fucking wall, I would have been terrified. I was like, how? You know what I mean?
It's so scary.
Dude.
Another one that bugs me is like ambulance noises. So I'll be just walking, like listening to music and stuff, and I'll be crossing the street and I'll hear the ambulance music in my head,
Oh
like
my
in my
God.
headphones.
Yeah,
and I'll be like,
like
is that
sirens,
in? Yeah, and then I have to replay it just to like make sure.
ambulance music.
Dude, yeah, ambulance music. That's great.
Hell yeah.
Oh, if I could, kid,
24/7 ambulance
Or just
music
like
to cover
gunshots
you.
and stuff.
dude.
It's like
I have a
Oh,
pet
dude.
peeve about. Oh no, you go. You go first. Go first.
I was gonna say I hate it when people put gunshots, like realistic sound effects, in
yeah,
podcasts and music and stuff.
exact. Because then you're just like doing your thing, and then all of a sudden you hear it and you're like, is that
You're having a fucking panic attack
Hello?
because you think you're getting robbed.
It's like the fact that it's so realistic too. It's not like a cartoon gun sound. It's just like pop pop, and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah. Like somebody on this podcast just died, or I'm going to die. Like there's,
right?
it's one of those two things. Fucking, I on the subject of like fucking sirens though. I have one pet peeve about fucking like fire trucks and shit. Why is it that whenever like I'm walking down the street, right, and a fire truck is like turns on its sirens and it's like it's got to go past me, right? It always manages to slam on the horn right when it's like the closest to my ears. Like right next to
They
me.
do it on purpose for sure.
Dude, it's like they've just on a purpose.
They just see
like,
people and they're like, here we
it's
go.
just like they
That's
don't
the
they
best
don't need
part.
it. They don't need it here today. Like
That makes their
God.
day, you know?
Maybe the citizen didn't hear us. Just lay on the horn real loud. You flinch.
like
They're like,
fucking-
yup, he heard us.
Dude, it's the fucking worst. It's like I'm seeing the fire truck like maybe like a half mile down the road. They don't hit the horn at all the entire time. It's just a siren, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then as soon as they get like within 5 feet of me, oh shit, horn detector, gotta go. Like, God, man, it's like I can't you can't not flinch when that happens because you like kind of expect it, but you don't at the same time. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
It's like when you know there's a jump scare coming, but it still gets you.
Oh yeah, that's why I can't watch Five Nights at Freddy's videos.
Dude, I fucking God, that game was actually like kind of scary when it came out.
What do you
still have
mean,
never
kinda?
played
I
it.
still get scared. No, I'm kidding. But no,
I mean,
when it did first
yeah.
come out, and I was like really young, I was so scared of those jump scares.
Bro, it was the sound effect for me. It wasn't even the fucking like visual.
It's always the sound effect. Yeah, it's like so loud.
That sound is like it was like fucking. It was louder than everything else in the fucking game, and it was just holy fuck. Was it like weird and creepy?
Mm-hmm. Such a weird sound effect. It's not like even a human scream. It's like some weird robot scream.
I mean, yeah, I figured that would be the point though, considering what it is.
Yeah.
But you know, that's just me,
Dude, I hate it when movies do that too. Like the whole dialogue is quiet and the sound effects are like ear blastingly loud.
bro. It's like it's so easy to tell when you're watching like a horror movie and then there's gonna be a jump scare because everything just goes like quiet and you're like, oh shit, something's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Just preemptively turn your volume down.
Yeah, and it's just like, you know it's coming. That it's like it's gonna. There's all the music goes away. Everything gets quiet, and then they're gonna have like something slam against a window, and then fucking loud horns and drums and shit, all in one go.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that shit, the worst.
Do you have like a particular favorite movie that does that?
Fucking, I don't really like horror as a genre. So, I wouldn't say I have a particular favorite movie that does that in particular because I kind of avoid it. I'm not a
Yeah.
fan of horror because personally
Same.
I don't see I don't see like the what like the joy or like how it's beneficial to feel scared. You know what
It's
I mean?
the adrenaline and thrill, but to be honest, I'm not a fan of it either.
Dude, like people will like make fun of you if you're not if you're like feeling if you get scared from like a jump scare or something.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, that means if it were to happen in real life, that means I would be prepared and you would fucking die. So See, I would run and I would survive. You would be like, haha, that's funny, and then you would get fucking
Mauled.
yeah, exactly,
And
dude. It's
it's like, ha, guess I'm the one that survived. Meanwhile, they're just like, help, and you're like, nah.
I'm like, nah, dog, I'm running, like you should have, bruh. Wait, oh wait, I love horror movies though that like either are like somewhat good, and then like there's just a couple things that stand out that are really bad, or that are just really bad overall. I think those are like the only good horror movies for me, at least. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
No, I'll be honest. I blanked out for a few seconds, and I was like,
Like,
man, I sure he doesn't. Hope he doesn't like ask for what I think. And then you did. I'm like, well,
I
now I
was
have
like,
to awkwardly break the fourth
yeah,
wall and tell the podcast host that I wasn't paying attention. But
no, that's
here we
fine. I
are.
was like whenever a fucking horror movie either does a like is doing a good job as a horror movie, but then there's just like a couple scenes that are like fucking dog shit and super easy to make fun of, or the entire movie is just easy to make fun of. It's just that bad. Like those, I think are for me the best kinds of horror movies because like I can just there's like less fear on the table or whatever.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely see
actually,
It
that.
ruins the immersion.
I don't think I've seen movies like that. I don't see a lot of horror movies.
God,
Same.
I watched like one a long time ago. My friend like wanted to watch this. I don't remember what it was called, but I remember it had it like one of the characters was played by Ryan Higa from YouTube fame.
Oh, that's awesome. I love his
And
content.
yeah, and then it was like it was a pretty good movie. A bit like the plot was they were like testing a new like experimental like drug, like and then it kind of gave them glimpses into the future. Like that's were part of the side effects for some fucking reason. And then like some guy was like I guess killing them off, and they had to figure out who. And then like he gets a glimpse of like dying, so he doesn't go that way. And then he gets another glimpse of dying, so he doesn't go that way, and he sits in the car, and then fucking the and this was like Ryan Higa's character, and then he's like sitting in the front seat, and then he realized he left the back of the car open, and the killer just fucking flies through the window and stabs him, and I'm like, this completely ruined the movie for me. It's like it was so like. It was like there was no way. It's like he was like floating, like suspended the entire fucking way through the car. It was so dumb. And it's just like it ruined it. But God, it's like it does make it better cuz like whenever you see shit like that in the movie and you can just laugh at it, fuck, I love that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Unless I was like really enjoying the movie, then I would kind of be a little bit upset. But if I wasn't really enjoying it to begin with, like seeing that shit, I'll be like, yeah.
If I'm forced to watch it and there's stuff like that, it's cool.
Oh
But
yeah.
for me, I personally like more stuff that's like immersive, realistic, and such. So I probably
Exactly.
wouldn't even want to even watch that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love what been watching a lot of recently. I've been watching a lot of movies that are like based off of real people or based off real events. I love like shit like that.
Oh, that's cool. Like what?
Fucking the last one I watched was Judas and the
The
Black
Avengers.
Messiah.
Yeah, the Avengers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's
Avengers was real. You didn't.
It is.
Yeah. I watched Judas and the Black Messiah like a couple weeks ago, which was a really good movie. About oh fuck, what was his name? But he was the head of the Chicago Black Panther Party. And it was a really like well acted, fucking phenomenally written. Just crazy.
It's Pog, dude. That's Poggers, as the kids say.
That is what the kids say. What kind of movies
You know
do
how
you
it,
like, Phazen?
like,
Oh shit!
oh,
No, go
sorry, what'd you
first.
say?
No, you go. You go first. You go first.
I was going to say, isn't it interesting how, like, language on the internet has evolved so fast to where people are saying, like, poggers and sus, like Among Us references and all
No,
that?
okay. I feel like it's God. I feel like it would be impressive if I wasn't living it.
I feel that.
I feel like I don't understand, like, what do you think it's gonna be like for historians in the future, right? Because like
Well,
Historians
they're
that
all memers
document.
too, so they're gonna understand it all, you know?
I
That's
guess,
so
but
true. I never thought of that.
They're gonna be
Like
like,
the
this is
people that are going to be writing books about internet history, they've probably played Overwatch in the summer like all day. They've probably watched like Minecraft Let's Players. Like they know all this
to
stuff.
yeah, I mean, to be fair though, like it's gonna be a lot easier to access like data from this period of time because everything has been stored digitally.
Yeah.
Like
it's gonna be extremely
so
easy.
much information is now digital. Um, but like fucking what's it called?
Like
It's
if you wanted to
so
know, go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say like it's probably though it's like it's so interesting like what you were saying about like our like language being adapted because like you know in like fucking like early like the from like the 15th century on like Shakespeare times or whatever like it took a long time for like slang to be like adapted, right?
Hmm.
Because you know it's like it have to just travel by word of mouth.
Everything's
When
so interconnected now,
yeah,
and
now it's like now it's like one meme happens and everybody's quoting it all over the
That
fucking
is
globe.
weird.
I feel
Yeah, I
like
haven't thought of
cultures
that.
I feel like cultures on the internet adapt things from each other and then bring it to other cultures too.
Yeah.
So poggers is such like it started on Twitch.
Hmm.
Mm.
So but now I'm hearing it in like daily life, which is
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's also
Especially with like sus. The fact that a word from a video game has managed to escape the game into
it's
memes and
it's
internet
not
culture
even
and now real life is impressive to me.
Well, the
it's
thing
not
is, I
even
heard
from the
sus.
game. It wasn't
Yeah, I
even
heard
from
sus
the game. It
before.
was like no, but I mean like the thing about sus is like it wasn't even like at all related to the game. It was just like some people started using it in the like in the context of the game and then it just became
Exactly.
associated with the game. It's
Yeah,
like that's
Sus is
crazy.
short for suspect, right?
Yeah, but
And
like
suspicious.
yeah,
God, fucking, I don't, Jesus, like the impact Among Us has had on like just pop culture.
It's
It's fucking
hilarious.
nuts.
you got to realize it was a free game that you can play on mobile, and the ability for that anybody can play it, right? So literally politicians, everyone, you know.
But no one, but like, let's be real. Most people played it not on mobile, cause like, or
Yeah,
I
no, I'm
mean,
just saying. So it just made the
yeah.
availability there for people
There's
because it's
also
available
like,
on Switch,
yeah,
everything. It's one of the.
just
Go ahead, go ahead.
yeah. I was just saying it's like, but it was also like a huge fucking internet phenomenon. Like with being like, it was like the most streamed game on Twitch for a while.
Hmm.
Like
Because
that's
huge super creators figured out, hey, if I play with this other huge super creator, our fans and fan
oh yeah,
bases will
it's like
merge.
now you can have fucking instead of like a party of 4 big streamers, you can have a party of 10 big streamers all working like all playing a game together.
That's why games like what is it, Fall Guys, Among Us, Minecraft to some certain extent, just games that you can just literally go and have fun in and like not worry about anything else, are so cool because you get people from music, anything like Call of Duty, like all these professional gamers are also merging with normal
Yeah, with different groups.
political figures and celebrities on these games that are just easy to play.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
it
like
is cool seeing how like this generation of musicians are also gamers because that's their way of networking now. Like I saw people at Disciple playing games on Twitch, and like 5 to 6 years ago, I would have been like, "Wait, these are music producers. They don't play video games." But now
oh
it's like,
yeah.
no, that's the culture.
I
yeah,
it's super cool though, like especially with like dubstep, I'd say a little more than like any other electronic genre is that it's a genre primarily dominated by nerds. And it's like
Yeah,
and I feel like it's kind of nice, right? So fucking it's kind of nice to think like you know you have your exceptions of like people that are just kind of rad but like aren't super nerdy, but then like for the most part if I were to have like a conversation with like I don't know virtual riot or like barely alive we could be able to we'd like probably talk about like video games or something like that and which is like kind of wild. You know, if it wasn't about music, obviously. But
Yeah,
Well,
for
here's the
sure.
here's
yeah,
the thing though, because back in the day, you only saw the artist's name. You never really saw anything about them. You would see interviews and such. But I think because of the and internet ah, connectivity using like Twitch and such, you see more of their daily lives as well. These people, like
Hmm.
most of these people, are just living as well as you are, but you kind of see them as you put them on a pedestal and such because you like their music. But they're just as doing the same shit that you are, you know.
So
So
true.
so when you look at them on Twitch and such, and they're just playing for like 6 hours, right? You're just like, I do that shit too. Well, yeah. So like, because I also think that because of the internet, uh, professionalism and like we spoke about how like textbooks in the past are so like heavy on like topics and such, but then now in the future they're gonna be like me and like etc. Right?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
because they're
Professionalism has gone out the fucking window. Like we
exactly.
don't need
It's
it.
just we just see people as who they are. Like
Mm.
there's no masking yourself in like professionalism anymore. It's just hey, this is what I like. This is what I do.
Yeah, I
If you
love
don't like
that.
it, yeah.
Yeah,
Like I like about like music and just being like an online personality and YouTube videos and stuff. I used to try to be professional in my videos in like 2017. I would be like, yeah, so this is the project. I did this and this, and now I'm just like, if you want to be a good music producer, you need to get subscribers. So help me become better by subscribing to me and just being like over the top rude and just like ridiculous. And people love that. No one wants to hear like, oh yeah, I'm a musician. I love being professional and working with
yeah.
labels. Like people want to see you.
I like fucking. I'm not gonna subscribe to somebody that's been like, you know, a good percentage of my people aren't of these people watching aren't subscribing, and it's like, please, if you would like to subscribe, it helps me out a lot. I would rather be someone be like, yo, it's like a lot of people aren't subscribing to me. If you aren't, fuck you. Like you can do whatever you want, but you fuck you,
I
and then just
love
move
stuff
on.
like
I
that.
love
Yeah.
that. It's like I'm more likely to subscribe to someone that is like, I guess more. It's interesting, like that you'd want to get like that now because like what Victor was saying, it's like now that you see like I guess a window into these people's lives, it's like you get like they're kind of grounded in reality for you more. But then it's
Hmm.
also like it's interesting because people get people kind of also forget that they don't know them personally. So it's like a good and a bad, I guess, right?
Oh yeah, parasocial relationships. That's a dangerous topic. Are you
It's in
familiar with that?
like it, uh probably I just don't know the word.
So that's when fans think they know the content creator because
Oh, I see.
like the content creator talks about their life and exposes who they are and stuff, and the fan feels connected to them to a
Mm.
point where they cross the line and they're like, "Hey, you're actually my friend. Do you want to like come to my house and make music with me or play games?" And they're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, no, 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 it's too far."
It's
Yeah,
because like
that's
it's very
yeah.
one-sided. Like you see a window into that person's life, but like they don't know who the hell you are at all.
Yeah,
And it's also like it's a window, but they control that window. It's not like you don't see every little thing. It's like you know, it's like what people don't understand about like YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that. It's not like just because Twitch is live doesn't mean that they can't regulate what they're showing, right? It's not like they're
yeah.
gonna fucking stream them doing like their taxes or some shit, or they're not gonna stream whenever they get like when like I don't know they have a falling out with like their girlfriend. Like they're not gonna do that. They're gonna stream when they're doing things that like people would want to watch, and it's like
Well, I
you're
mean,
not
a
gonna
falling out with their girlfriend, you know, that's content right there.
okay.
A lot of drama,
Okay, but
It's
you know.
hilarious.
you know what I mean.
I actually see
Um,
those like videos like on recommended and stuff all the time. Not my recommended, but like
yeah,
on front page, just because like people watch that shit, and I'm just like, what is this
It's
yeah.
shit?
so stupid. I hate
Yeah.
drama videos. They're just like so
Oh
pointless,
god,
so devoid of meaning.
they're dumb, dude. It's like oh yo, this guy he went he and this place he and this person they're not dating anymore. I'm like
Who
so
cares?
who cares? It's like
Ooh,
it's
I'll
their
drop a hot take
problem.
right now. You can put this in the title. Phazen drops a hot take! Exclamation point! Question mark. I think those videos are for people who don't have enough relationships in real life, so they turn to YouTube media.
Well, yes, but I feel like even YouTube content in general, that's kind of what it's also catered towards too. Like all these videos of just people like living their life, like vlogs essentially. You're
Yeah,
following someone else's life, living through them.
yeah, totally. I agree.
Mm.
I feel like I have a pretty cynical outlook when it comes to that kind of stuff. I feel that way about like music production tutorials in a way. Like, I feel like you can use them for a good and a bad reason. The good reason, of course, is like watching them, writing down, taking notes, applying that to your own work. And then, like, the lazy way of that would be like watching other people produce and being like, yeah, I'm learning so much. I want to produce the best music ever by like continuously watching this person stream music production. And then when you produce music, you're like, oh, I don't know anything.
Well, here's the also I can kind of see the other side too, because even just like putting yourself in that environment, just like sitting in a person's Twitch stream and just watching them make music could inspire you to do so as well.
Hmm.
But there's a lot of distraction and entertainment
Yeah.
within that because the music producer isn't only trying to make music, they're trying to entertain you as well. And that can pull you away from what you're trying to do.
Oh,
Because I know
yeah.
a lot of people that literally just sit and watch YouTube and Twitch all day, and that's all they
Yeah,
talk about. Like,
yeah,
they're like, "Oh, did you hear what they did on the GTA server today?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Like, are you doing stuff like outside of this?"
it's so
No.
funny. I was totally like stuck in that phase for a bit, where I think like when quarantine started, I was so bored. I started watching Twitch more, and I like accidentally fell into that loop of just like watching popular streamers play games all day. And like a few weeks later, I was like, wait, I don't normally do this. This is not healthy. So I had to like snap myself out of that.
Yeah, people spend like 6 hours, 7 hours a day just sitting and watching, but like not even doing something else, just literally watching. Like
Mm.
when I have Twitch open, I have it on a second monitor and I'm always doing something else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And even then, I'm just like half paying attention.
yeah.
It's like,
Like
yeah.
I use Twitch now. It's just like background noise. It's where if like I'm doing something like important and I'm really bored, put it up on a second monitor like you. Or if I'm just like eating and I don't want to stare at a wall, I'll like put on Twitch
Oh, of
because
course.
it's something.
Yeah, it's Twitch is really fucking interesting in the regard to like I find it super weird when like fucking when I'm like thinking about watching Twitch cuz it's like uh it's weirder like seeing it happen live, or it's weirder for me to think about like the fact like, oh, this is happening somewhere right now. It's not like a pre-recorded like edited video.
Yeah,
Like, and I'm like, I feel it makes me feel like mildly uncomfortable. Just the idea, like, oh, I'm not watching them like do something that they're doing right now. That's kind of weird.
but you're
Like,
saying it makes you feel uncomfortable knowing that it's happening at the same time.
yes,
I'm kind of confused.
it's like yes. I feel like it's a weird like thought. I feel like a little bit uncomfortable. It feels like I'm like watching them through their window, kind of deal. But it's
Oh,
but that's just to me. It feels like that's why I don't usually do a lot of stuff on Twitch because it's like, um, it's like, especially if it's somebody that I like, I'll watch Twitch for a lot of people that like maybe I know personally because then it's like, oh yeah, I probably would be on Discord with them anyway or something like that. But
hmm,
fucking like it must be like it must be such a weird feeling though to know like especially if you're like a bigger streamer because you're coming live from your bedroom to sometimes like even like the most watched people have like 20,000 people watching them at some given moment.
yeah.
That must be like not just stressful but just weird, right?
Hmm.
To think like, oh shit, all these people, they can see like into my bedroom. I would not be stoked about that, by the way. My bedroom looks like shit.
Well, yes and no. I mean, a lot of those people are also subscribing and such, and most of these people aren't doing it just because they want to stream. They're doing it to earn an income too.
Yeah, yeah. But
So
yeah, I mean, I would like it's interesting. Fucking I also like if I find it Twitch's like subscription service to be weird. Just the idea of it. If you like had to explain it to like Twitch's subscription service to somebody from like the 1800s, like like it just as plainly as possible, and you would just tell them, so once a month I pay money to watch somebody live their life.
the thing is,
Yeah,
the
it's really
content
weird.
itself is free, but you're supporting the artist
Yeah.
or whoever is streaming, you know? So
Yeah.
it's the same thing as buying television, right? Or just
Yeah.
like buying a channel on TV, like you're paying for it.
Yeah.
But in this case, you don't have to. But the way Twitch manipulates, like they use psychology in the sense of using emotes, right?
Mm.
You're like, oh shit, I want that emote. I want
Oh
to show
yeah.
that I'm this person's biggest fan, right? So now you have the
Oh
little
yeah.
check mark next to your name. Hey, you're the first subscribe. Those VIP. You're
Mm.
special. This person's giving you attention in chat, and people fall for that, and then
Yeah.
they subscribe. And
Yeah.
I
you
think
know,
this ties back to what I was saying earlier about like the two ways of consuming content. It's like one, you can use that content to better your life, or two, you can abuse it so like you feel satisfaction from consuming. And that's just another way that Twitch will do that. So make you feel special. Like, look at you. Not only are you consuming, you're the first.
yeah, and like of course the Twitch streamer's not thinking about you the whole time, and of course they're gonna be typing here and there, right? But I'm
Mm.
talking like the huge streamers that have like 1.2K viewers at a time, for your little
Yeah.
name to pop up for just 2 seconds and then being like, hey, thanks Phazen for the subscriber. Like, thank you.
Yeah.
You're like, my favorite content creator said my name. He
Yeah.
knows me.
It's like, I'm real to them. This is
Yeah.
awesome.
And that little moment, it's like, I want more of that. So you keep subscribing, you keep commenting for hopes that you get noticed again.
Dude, there's like what's that you guys know the streamer Ludwig?
Yeah.
What I like about like his ideas is that he's always like he's like if it's like don't like talk to me and don't ask me things like you know me. It's like you do not know me. I don't know you. It's like this is like fucking because everything on Twitch, everything on YouTube, that is like a facade for the most part. It's like I mean, it's like not like that he's faking it, but rather that you see what they want you to see, and it's like you
Oh,
don't know these
totally. Yeah.
people. It's like you just fucking like if don't come up to me at like at a convention and be like it's like yo it's like what to grab lunch. It's like no, I don't fucking know you. It's like and I'm like
Yeah. It's, you need to put up boundaries like that.
yeah, I believe like I think it that's a good way to look at it because he's like I feel like that's also why he's like respected a lot because he's just very like honest about that.
It's cool, but at the same time, I feel that that kind of mindset or outlook is kind of an asshole way of approaching it too.
I guess.
These people are watching you and like giving you support and such. And if they just want to walk, there's a difference between coming and asking someone to go out for lunch and stuff, or just being like, "Hey, I want a picture. I want to say hi."
Well, yeah, no, but he's like
Introducing.
obviously, but he's obviously like yeah, it's like we could take a photo, we can do whatever, but it's like if you no don't cross that line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I think it's a really good thing that like he kind of like nips it in the bud kind of thing, like
Yeah.
so like kind of just establishes it. It's like I'm not your friend, I'm a content creator.
I think early content creators were not very good at that because, like, in the early days of Twitch and YouTube, I've heard so many stories about, like, people meeting up to the content creator's house in real life, and they're like, yo, you're my friend, let's hang out. And the content creator's like, what is this person doing at my house?
I
yeah,
mean,
that.
yeah, that's weird.
Like taking no.
I mean, I feel like in early days of YouTube and early days of Twitch, it's like I feel like it happened a lot more frequently because it's like it hadn't happened like at all, right? You know, it's like in early days of YouTube and early days of Twitch, like, I mean, remember when like Smosh was like the most subscribed channel with like just just like less than 100,000 subs? That was like like earliest days of YouTube. But it's like now, you know, the top fucking subscribed channel has over 100 million fucking people, and it's like I don't think anybody would have thought that that was a possibility. And even like even starting like even if you start now, it's like to think that you would ever get to a point like that, like most people wouldn't. So
Well, I mean, if your content is good and you consistently provide, of course, you have a chance to get it. And YouTube and Google, I'm saying Google because you then Alphabet owns all of it. It's only getting bigger.
yeah,
Like there's more countries that aren't even exposed to it that are just getting internet. So
I'm saying that like most people I feel like wouldn't be as like able to kind of just kind of get that problem out of the way because they wouldn't expect it to happen in the first place, though. You know
yeah,
what I
and
mean?
also you got to realize that at that time, content creation was very small. So the people that were interacting with your content, there was like a couple people and you would recognize their names here and there, you know?
Yeah.
And maybe you would build up a relationship through Skype or whatever it was back in the day, TeamSpeak. And here and there you would invite people. I mean, of course, I don't think inviting someone in your house immediately is the best idea.
Yeah.
But I think even now, having relationships through Twitch or just like friendships is definitely possible. And even now, like we're in Discord together, you know, like, becoming friends isn't that difficult, right?
Oh yeah, with the internet, fucking
Yeah,
anything's
because I have
possible.
a lot of internet friends now that I didn't know before, and I've even met up with a bunch of them, right? But that wasn't possible how long ago, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like it's crazy how that shit happens. You know, it's like imagine explaining like the concept of Discord to somebody from like the 1800s.
You use it on your what? Your mobile phone?
What is a phone?
Wait,
What is
you have
mobile?
the Library of Alexandria at your fingertips? What do you mean?
What is
Yeah, I feel like normal people as a society, we kind of take for granted the shit that we have.
Oh my
Like
God.
people back in the day would be like, "Oh my God, I have so many books. I'm gonna read literally everything." But like now we're just like, "LOL, Fortnite."
It's so true. I've always thought of that, how like we have infinite knowledge and yet we use it to like watch Twitch.
Yeah, and just watch other people do shit. Like what?
We have,
What are we doing?
we have like the entire library of everything at our fingertips. Yeah, what are we doing? Fucking watching people play Among Us and making microwave noises as music. Like
And like, how is that like the fact that that even became like a culture of like itself is kind of weird, you know?
oh yeah. It's like
And it's like accepted.
yeah, I've like I think I talked about it on the show before, but like especially like in the music sphere, I feel like we take the connections we have like a little bit like we take it for granted like super easily cuz I mean Phazen like knows from experience like you've worked like on music with like other artists, right?
Yeah.
But like you know, I feel like it's especially in the electronic sphere, it's super it like collabs are super common, and it's like even in different aspects of like in different genres of music, it's not as common. But think about like how the fuck would you do a collab in like 1980? You'd have to like get your band together, fly out to wherever the other band is, and then work like that.
Oh yeah, that'd
Like
be terrible.
dude,
Yeah,
I
because
was
there's
like
no stems to send. There's
oh my,
none of that stuff.
exactly.
You know?
Like there's no fucking technology to do that, and it's like the what's it? I fucking like there's this one song, Under Pressure. It's by David Bowie and Queen. I'm like, how fucking like how crazy do you think that must have been like when that was announced? Like some of the fucking like David Bowie was fucking insane, and Queen is fucking insane as well. Both of those working together.
Exactly, but you just said it yourself. Both of them working together.
Yeah,
So
that's like
people who manage them realized, hey, they're both huge, right?
yeah,
What's the next step that we can do?
but fucking think about it, man. Like, like imagine being a fan during that time and like hearing like, oh yeah, they're putting out a song together. Like that must be the craziest shit to hear. Considering nowadays you're just like, oh, this person's working with this person to make an entire EP. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
But then there was like no collabs.
Yeah, but
You know?
even now I feel like music is a lot saturated too. Like it's constantly coming out, you know?
Oh
So
yeah.
you can miss like 100 different releases and just like not even care about it.
Mm. Well, then again, like back then, it was very since music was like very limited to the mainstream. It was like very much the same people that were dominating the top spots, and it wasn't like anything that there wasn't really a I guess different genres in that era. It was
No,
more
there
so.
definitely was different genres, but
Oh
it
yeah,
was
but like there wasn't like I guess different genre charts. It was like there were the big ones, and then it's like if you wanted to go out of your way, it's like I don't think other genres had like as much of a following as they do now because the fact it's like back then it's like you couldn't get into something, you had to physically buy a vinyl, you had to put money and just hope that you were gonna like what was on this vinyl, you
Oh
exactly.
know.
yeah,
It's like you can't just like be like, oh, Spotify. It's like, oh, my friend told me to check this out. Okay, cool. I listened to the first 30 seconds. I don't like it.
that is so crazy how that's like our attention spans are so low that if we don't like a song in the first like 5 seconds, we're like skip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we can do that. We're not going to the fucking store paying $20 for a fucking vinyl and like
And then
having to
hoping
actually,
you like it.
yeah, just hoping that like it's worth it. Like hoping that like it's worth not just the $20, but going to the shop, picking it out, and bringing it home. You
And
know,
not
it's
only
like,
It is
that, but
crazy.
also listening to it while you can just walk. Like
oh
I
yeah,
remember, you know, like back in the day, people didn't have music like that.
you
So
have
they
to
would when
listen
they're
to
walking
music.
outside and stuff, they're whistling to themselves.
Yeah, you have to
And
listen to
I
music at home, unless like until like the day when the fucking Walkman came out. Like,
yeah,
Mhm.
but
bro,
even then that's still clunky, it's expensive, you know. So it's not readily available. And now like literally every single phone has the capability to do so and like most phones come with
oh
some
bro,
sort of mic like headphones, whatever the fuck.
yeah, they
Yeah,
come with
like AirPods and
headphones.
stuff. Dude,
Yeah.
wireless earbuds are my favorite thing recently. I've
Yes.
always had wired headphones, but I got some like wireless earbuds for like exercising or whatever, and it's so nice. Like whenever I feel like it, you just bring out my phone, play music, no matter what I'm doing, I can just listen to stuff. It's great.
Exactly. Like that's when like I bought my first AirPod first. I still have the same ones. I have my AirPods since 2017. They're fucked up. My left or my right ear's broken, whatever. But when I initially bought them, I did it because of exercise because I was always running and I was doing all this stuff. And the wire, I would run with like huge Bose headphones on,
Yeah.
and that shit was fucked up sliding and stuff. If I'm doing like weights, it's like constant the wires getting wrapped around me.
Oh
And
yeah, I
then
hate that.
with the AirPods, I literally just like put them on, forget about them. Even like I'll be walking around, not even playing music, and still have them on, and I will forget about them.
Same. I have the same experience. It's kind of nice too, because
Yeah,
like you don't notice them.
you know what's really cool about them too? Because if you're driving, like if you're on a passenger side or some shit, like if you're going down the highway and just wind's blowing, but you want to keep the window open, but you hate the feeling of like the wind blowing in your ear, throw them on.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I fucking that feeling when you like open one like when you're in a fucking car and you open one window because you want to feel the fucking air and then you just fucking you get that weird feeling in your ears where it's just like you know what I'm talking
That's a
about?
very
I
accurate sound
fucking
effect. It's pretty great.
dude, I hate that shit.
And you just
I'm
get
like
like slapped with it, and you're just like,
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I just wanted to feel the breeze, man, and you're like fucking here trying to fucking pop my eardrums. My god. Sorry, I have like I just needed to say something about that. Like goddamn.
No, that was I totally agree with that.
I'm pretty sure it's like you can avoid it if you open like a window on the other side too. Like to I think
no, but
that's
I
what
want
it
my
is.
window open.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, but it's like it's the worst when you're like in a car with multiple people and you're the only one that wants like the windows open.
You
Like
just get
or
blasted
yeah.
by the air. You're like, well, I'm not gonna open this anymore.
Yeah, you just get fucking like, dude. Oh God.
What do you guys think about festivals coming back?
So excited, dude. I'm just going to shows so bad.
I'm excited, and based on how like I really want to go to Second Sky for one. I think I talked to Victor about this like a bit, but like I'm hoping that I can go to Second Sky because that's in September. But now with what was the one that happened? Yeah, our one of our co-hosts Taps, he went to Abu Dhabi this last week, and I was like, I thought that was like super early to have like a full fledged festival, like
Yeah,
You
already in
gotta also
fucking
understand
April. I mean, it was in
we're
Texas, but
I was
like
gonna say like the political aspect of it of stuff being
yeah,
open. You know, in
but
California it's gonna be a lot more restricted for sure.
yeah, but I mean like so far so good, right? Because that festival's like now over, or it was like last week, right? And we haven't there haven't been like any. Or as far as I know, I'm not fully sure, so don't quote me on this. But like I haven't seen a lot of like news concerning like increased COVID cases or COVID deaths due to Abu Dhabi. So like, or if there has been, it hasn't been like the biggest deal.
I feel like it's
Which
just out of the spotlight more.
yeah, but it's
Fairly
like
early on, people
if
were just
that's
panicking
yeah,
consistently.
if that's the case, but like if it is the case that there hasn't been too much for it, I feel like festivals could be like festivals and shows are probably going to be coming back a lot more like after this,
Oh no, they
right?
definitely will be coming back. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
do you feel about it? Because I personally, like, I'm excited for it,
Yeah, I'm
but
excited. I'm probably
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
like,
It's been too long.
I'm probably still gonna be like wearing a mask and shit and like bringing hand sanitizer with me. But I'm like, I don't think I'd be able to like not go to a public event and not do that anymore because it's like,
yeah,
just
At least for
how
like the
it's,
next year or two, for sure.
yeah,
yeah. I'm still gonna be careful. I just miss like going to shows, just going outside, having fun.
But
missing
like,
that
how's the
vibe.
environment going to be like? You know, because like all of us have been home. You know, like none of us have been to a show in a while. So just like
Yeah,
for the
Facts.
first time coming back, like how's it going to be? Of course, we're going to have a lot of fun and such, but it's going to feel weird.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I think we're reaching around the end of our episode time here. So, I guess before we call it quits here, Phazen, do you have like any like last words you want to give?
um, it's pizza time. That's the classic phrase.
Oh shit! Oh shit! He did it. He stole my
I
line.
did it.
He stole
How
my
many
line.
other
Who
guests
was
have
it?
done that?
Uh, prob. I can't think off the top of my head, but probably more than you. So
Well,
I
that
want
was I will not take that back. Those are my final words.
All right, bet. I guess then where can everybody like find you? Like what are your socials and shit?
Yeah, so you can find my like dubstep tutorials on YouTube at youtube.com/c/phasen. Um, you can find my dubstep and other music at Phasen Official on SoundCloud, and the rest of my socials are Phasen Official as well.
All right, rad. Well, all of Phase stuff will be down in the description for anybody who wants it, as well as like mine, Victor's, and the rest of the podcast stuff will be down there too. Fucking you know, go support Phasen. Go check out the rest of our episodes, and yeah, I guess we'll call it an episode there, huh?
Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming. I and we'll see everybody else in the next episode.
Peace.